You'll never find me. The film roughly begins when a young woman starts frantically knocking on its door. Patrick, the resident, is surprised by this. It seems like he rarely gets any visitors. Nevertheless, he opens the door just slightly to check who she is. The woman, soaked in the heavy rain, asks him for a lift to the town. He lets her in and asks some basic questions. She tells him about how she got caught in the storm. Patrick gives her a towel to clean herself. He finds it strange that she chose his place to seek help. She admits that she ran around and stumbled upon it. As only two living souls in the house, they engage in a similar back and forth. Initially, he is confused by her sudden appearance. He reacts strangely, perhaps because he is not used to human interaction during his solitary existence. We see them gradually revealing bits and pieces about themselves, while trying to figure out whether they are truths or lies. Patrick reveals that his neighboring kids annoy him by knocking on his door. That's why, earlier he thought, they were pestering him. In further conversation, the woman says she was swimming at the beach earlier. "I'm always at the wrong place, wrong time," she says. He finds it strange, but the sand on her feet confirms what she says. Anyhow, he does not let her leave his home in the storm. So a ride is out of the question until the rain stops. While she keeps asking him for a phone, he keeps delaying that. He realizes she is lost and has no way to get in touch with her friends or family. Eventually, Patrick offers her a few coins to use the payphone and says he doesn't have a mobile phone. He offers to walk her there, but only after the storm is over. Besides, he doesn't give her directions or keys so that she can go by herself. So she waits for her shirt to dry. In the meantime, she looks around his house while asking about his life. He reveals he was an electrician who left his job after he lost excitement. While he speaks, she sees a heart-shaped pendant and a box with a woman's name written on the top. She goes in to take a shower, worried for her life, to the point she imagines blood dripping down her face. The woman speaks about her misery. She asks him whether he gets lonely and believes people move to desolate spaces because they are trying to hide something. He says that some women just want to blame others for their state. That belief seems to have roots in his past. Then he goes on and on with philosophical rumination about his life. He speaks about his ennui, which wasn't his constant state before. She starts sensing that he is far from being safe to be around. While he prepares her a drink, she pours the soup he made in his gum boots. He takes out a tiny bottle of liquid to empty in her cup. Suddenly, the lights go off. In the utter darkness, they try to make sense of their situation with a torchlight. He realizes she dirtied his boots. She tries to minimize his threat as much as possible. While he works on the damage, she notices blood on his back. So she starts looking for something to heal it in the bathroom. That's when she notices an earring that looks identical to hers. Worried, she decides to leave immediately. But right after she opens the door, she decides to sit back for a while and play cards with him. While playing cards, Patrick and the woman have a candid conversation. He mentions the lie he told. The jumper he offered her didn't belong to his ex-girlfriend, but to his wife. He recites the story of how he met his wife at a petrol station. Soon after their conversation, she happens to notice a dead woman lying in his house. Scared, she rushes to leave the house, but he attacks her from her back and tapes her hands and feet. He reveals that he met the dead woman near a petrol station. She asked him for a ride, and he thought of it as a sign to exploit her as he deems it right. Suddenly, the visitor starts feeling dizzy. Patrick reveals that he gave her the same drink he gave the other woman. He starts speaking about the first woman he assaulted. In the fleeting sequences, we see a woman approach a car in a heavy rain. Throughout the film, we see it appear every now and then. Finally, we see the woman's face. It is the same woman who supposedly knocked on the door that night. He realizes why he thought he saw her face before. Suddenly, he gets dragged into what looks like a terrifying nightmare, where all his victims appear around him. Patrick gets sucked into a nightmarish reality where he imagines being surrounded by the women he killed. Thereafter, we see a representation of his paranoia, believing someone is watching him. He believes the blinking lights outside his house are a sign of police looking for him. A circle of light maps his main hall to show all the women he killed, piled up everywhere. They dare him to drink up the liquid they were made to. Eventually, he wakes up to the reality where he is all alone, in complete silence. Someone knocks on his door. He opens it to realize that they were just mischievous kids. In his palms, Patrick sees the bottle of liquid. Only this time, it is empty. So he most likely consumed it himself, which led him to a state of paranoia. What we see is the nightmare his mind led him onto because of his overbearing guilt for the women he killed and the sadness born out of his utter loneliness.